Thank you all for your well wishes, your congratulatory messages. I am really grateful for all those messages. Um, I'm coming on here to make this video particularly for my students who are struggling in one part of the IELTS, or anybody who is struggling with something like they feel like they cannot do it. I want to encourage you and tell you you can do it. I'm going to actually give like a story of what went down during my master's journey. Now, first things first, I started this master's degree, I think either in 2020 or 2021. I'm thinking it's 2020 because it was right after COVID. Yeah, it was right after COVID when I had just taken my own IELTS exams, and then I would say, yes, I had that idea of I was going to apply for Canadian PR, but I would say the major reason why I actually took the IELTS was because I wanted to start teaching the IELTS. So those were the two things on my mind: apply for Canadian PR and start teaching the IELTS. Now, I knew that age was not on my side when it came to the Canadian PR, and that was the reason why I even started this master's journey to begin with. Um, so yeah, I started, and it didn't take long after I started. We did first semester exams, and then we went straight into that 8 month ASU strike. I don't know if you can remember 8 month ASU strike. So I'm going to fast forward. Fast forward to when we finally did our second semester exams, and it was now time to write our dissertation. As someone who teaches writing, when I tell you that writing can be a chore sometimes, yeah, you can write maybe 200, 250, 300, 400 words, but writing my dissertation just felt like a daunting task. First of all, I didn't know what I wanted to research on. So, I mean, like, what was I going to write on? So, I had all those worries. I ended up getting a topic. And after getting that topic, there is this thing where they do topic defense. And we were a lot. When it got to my turn, no, yeah, they chose, no, I got my topic. It was time for topic defense. I'd already written my, what's the process again? Was it you choose, okay, you take your topic, you take your topic to um your supervisor. Your supervisor will approve, and then you prepare for either topic defense or proposal defense. I can't even remember at this point because it's been so long. And when it got to my turn, before I could even defend, they told me someone had taken that topic. I wanted to run mad. This was the first hiccup that I encountered working on my dissertation. I had to start all over again. Now, this some people had their topic had gotten approved. They were moving on to the next round and all of that. Me, I went back to square one. Now, luckily for me, he actually made me to like lock in, and I was able to get another topic. Now, my second challenge was, having time to meet my supervisor because my supervisor is really busy. So back and forth. At some point, I think at some point nothing was really moving on the side of school. Like nothing, we weren't getting any information, and then I just let it go. All of a sudden, sometime in 2023, they said it was time for um, internal defense. Internal defense, I was nowhere ready for internal defense. When I tell you I was nowhere ready, I had everything down, but my work was a complete mess. Now, at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this master's degree. I am not doing again. Let it go. My dad at the time was telling me that, How will I start something and I will not finish it? I should try, I should try. I was like, I can't even think about writing again and all of that. Um, so yeah, they scheduled 3 days for this internal defense. And after day one, people were like, thank God I've completed mine on the group chat, on our school group chat. So some people were like, thank God I've completed mine. After day one, I started feeling FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like, I can't believe I just gave up. After all, what am I doing in Abuja? It's not as if I'm doing anything. Yeah, I have my job, but it's not as if I'm doing anything reasonable that will not, you know, follow with my mates. And in those days, I would tell myself that I will definitely graduate with my mates. So after day one, day two, I now called our course representative, our course rep, and I told our course rep what was going on with my work, that if I could come the third day, he said I should come, I should bring it, whatever I had, that I should bring it like that and come to school. And that was how I quickly scrambled and went to school. Now, this decision was the turning point in me actually graduating. I carried that rough work for internal defense, and fortunately for me, my internal examiner looked at the work and highlighted all the things that had to go. And in a span of 3 months from when I did my internal defense, I was able to arrange my work in a way that made sense. And I was ready for external defense. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Something that took years, I didn't even bother looking at it. In 3 months, I was able to arrange like my rough work into something that was presentable. And you know what, guys? I scored an A. I don't know if I don't know if I'm explaining this thing well. Like, I scored an A for my dissertation. After my presentation on that day, and when they gave me the A, I was so emotional. Like, I was so emotional because I just couldn't believe it. I sat in this office crafting everything. Like, you guys don't understand. Even when it came to shortening down my work for the journal, I did everything myself. So I cannot explain how proud I am of myself. I'm trying to look for, this is actually my notes. This is my notes when I was preparing for my exams. I have all my jottings here, past questions and all of that. Is it not this book? I don't know if it's this book. There's actually a book where I was sorting out my references. So holding this result in my hand is a testament of what being resilient can get you, and what having hope can get you, and what having people who support you can get you. Um, the biggest, will I say, the biggest sad thing about all of this is that my dad is not alive to see me get this result. But thankfully, he was alive when I did my external defense, and that was officially when I was done with school. But holding this in my hands, I cannot explain the feeling. And so, this story or this testimony or whatever you want to call it is just to encourage someone out there who feels like they are going through a tough time and they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Um, just stay resilient and don't give up.